For the next 3 days, me and my buddy Jack are gonna be living on this remote island. We have no food, very limited water, and we're only eating what we catch from the ocean. Let's get going.
Let's get it.
All right, so the island that we're going to right here is in front of us, but there's nowhere to get food on this island, so we have to go to that island over there, and that's where we're gonna find the fish. That's the plan anyway.
Sandy over here.
Yeah, we made it. So we did bring water on this trip because there's not a source of fresh water on this island. And because we're here for 3 days, dehydration is probably our biggest concern. We found a nice open area. I think we could probably string the hammocks from that tree to that tree over there. Maybe find another couple trees, but this is home for the next 3 days. So we're gonna leave all our stuff over there. We need to hightail it to that other island before that tide goes out. We're gonna miss our opportunity to get some food. Foot is completely stuck in the mud. Your feet just sink in here. It's like quicksand. Now Jack and I have a half-mile long paddle. That's where we're gonna hunt. So I just had the drone up in the air for maybe 5 minutes, and I've already seen huge bottlenose dolphin, small black tip shark, and the biggest spotted eagle ray I've ever seen in my entire life. This place is insane. So the reason that these dolphins, sharks, and rays and other predators come into these shallow tidal flats is to hunt. And they do that because they can more easily pin fish in shallower water, up against the banks, up against rocks, and different types of things like that. So that's why you'll see on these tidal flats all these animals come through. It's funny because that's the exact thing that we're about to get to right now ourselves. That black tip shark that we saw is sitting right there, and we are diving right there. We're just gonna swim along this mangrove line, and hopefully we can find a couple fish. This has been way harder than we thought it would.
be. Jack and I are both shivering cold.
just...
The water's freezing. That tide's starting to go out, so the water level is going down. These mangroves where the snapper take sanctuary in, they're kind of getting dried up a little bit. And with that, when we're swimming along, our fins are kind of kicking up the sand and the mud, and it's making it really hard to see. So things are not really going to plan right now. We're gonna reset, swim around for another hour or so. Yeah. Just as soon as we were about to give up, this guy swims along. The slot limit on this fish is a mangrove snapper, so they're 10 inches. So that's a 10-inch fish. He's definitely not going to be enough to feed Jack and I both, but it's definitely a snack. Kind of has a little tumor on the side of him or something, but I don't care. I'm still going to eat it. So I actually didn't realize this. Jack also got himself a mangrove, which is pretty much the identical size, 10 inches as mine. So
Little snack for lunch.
all right, so we're a little turned around. We don't know exactly where our stuff is. We just found it. So we'll show you everything that we got. 2 waters. Also brought some more camera gear. And then we have the hammocks that we're gonna sleep in. This is a portable grill, just runs off propane, which is what we're gonna use to be able to cook all of our food here on the island. Need something to use as a cutting board. That'll do. All right, so all we're gonna do to fillet this fish is just cut right behind the lateral fin, right here. Make a small cut on the lateral side, and then run the knife down all the way along the dorsal spine, and slowly, piece by piece, get those fillets off of this fish. We packed everything we needed. We were on the way here saying that we thought we forgot something. We thought we had everything, but we forgot the one thing we needed most to cook the food, which is a pan.
Yo.
Is that metal?
Yeah.
It's metal?
Yeah.
We're gonna clean it off and we're gonna use this as our pan because we forgot one.
Good as new.
All we're gonna use to season that fish is a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of garlic salt. Those are the only 2 cooking ingredients that we brought with us on this trip. All right, so I did 2 minutes on that first side.
I'm up here.
All right, so I did 2 minutes on that first side. I went ahead and flipped them, threw some olive oil on there, and our makeshift pan is looking pretty good. Jack's in a tree. Don't fall, bro. This fish is done cooking now. Have a look. Oh my gosh.
That's good.
If we did not find this pan, it would have been a very short island trip for us. All right, let's go set up camp. That was a scale. So I think this little area right here with all these trees going every direction is a perfect place for Jack and I to hang our hammocks up in. That should be good. That tree right there, all the way across over here. Jack's setup is right here. This is where we're sleeping.
We're gonna go explore the island a little bit because we actually haven't explored that much since we've been here. So
This is our only friend on the island right here. His name's Iggy. Iggy the iguana. This right here is a Florida marina iguana. Native to Key Largo species, thrives in a tropical environment. As you can see, the orange on his spikes and his body that helps protect him from the sun and stay hidden from predators. Iguanas on this island are so enormous that every time they walk around, we just think they're people. It literally sounds like a person walking around, like climbing trees, walking through the brush or whatever. It sounds like a person. It's literally just an iguana though.
It's nothing crazy, but it's all we got. It's a place to sit.
Back in. I'm gonna pass out. It'd be so easy. Oh, there we go, baby! That's how we do it! That's how we do it!
don't pass out.
You just give me water. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh! Fuck!
Don't fall, bro.
Jack was climbing down from his tree, slipped, fell right onto the ground right here. You're lucky you're not like cut or anything.
Had a subluxation in my shoulder, which means it popped out, the bone was like here, and then it just rolled back in. You get me dislocating it? Or no?
No. There's been a small change of plans. Jack can't paddleboard anymore, nor can he spearfish for the rest of the day. We'll see how he feels tomorrow, but that's the rest of today.
Tomorrow. I'll still be there though. I don't know. I don't want to talk about this right now. Right?
What we're gonna do is Jack's gonna sit on the front of my paddleboard, and I'm gonna paddle us over to the other island to try and pick up some dinner. I think that we can get over there as the tide's coming up and that sun's going down, and hopefully we can get a couple fish before it gets too dark.
Just gotta give it a rest for like a day, and we'll see how I feel tomorrow. That's how we do it!
We came over this cinder block in the water, and there's actually just a lobster sticking out of it. So I'm gonna get in, take a look at him. We don't actually have a lobster measuring tool, so if he even looks a little bit small, I'm not gonna take him, but I'm gonna have a look at him. He's a male, no eggs, but he's definitely small. So we're gonna put him back. Clean up after yourself. Leave the ocean in a better place than you found it, all right? This is dive number 2. Let's get some dinner.
So that's the best mangrove snapper that we've seen today, right at sunset. Right when I shot him, he kind of darted up into those mangroves up there and kind of twisted me up, and I'm gonna have to spend the next 10 minutes getting my shaft out of these mangroves, but it was worth it for dinner tonight, and pretty satisfied with those two. I don't know what's going on right here, but there's a lot of dolphins. This has actually been one of the craziest experiences of my entire life. That sun is almost completely set. Got the headlamps on. It's still completely glassy. It's like an aquarium. These fillets from that mangrove snapper came out really good. We got the fillets right here. We're gonna season them up. Put a generous amount on every single one of those.
So we've had a pretty full day. We've speared fish, my shoulder's dislocated, we've seen dolphins. Yeah, it's just been a full, great day. Lots of events happening.
We're gonna go ahead and hit it with some Publix olive oil. We're gonna go on with the bigger fillets first, because they're gonna need a little bit more time to cook. Go ahead and give them a flip. Our snapper's done cooking, so we're gonna eat this, and then
We'll see you tomorrow.
the temperature dropped at late last night. It's so cold. It is so cold out here. Around 3 a.m. I woke up. Did you wake up? Yeah, we were both sleeping off and on since like 3 a.m. I was curled up in a ball in my hammock. Jack didn't have a blanket, so he grabbed this towel. We got really cold water. We only got one paddleboard. Jack's still a cripple. The wind has picked up. I don't know how easy it's gonna be to get over to the other island to get some food. We're gonna evaluate, figure something out in terms of food. Get paddling over there. That current is ripping left to right. I have a feeling this is not going to be an easy paddle over there. There is no possible way we make it to that island. We're just getting swept by the current and these waves. There's no way. Nah, if it was an inshore current and we were getting pulled back toward the mainland, it wouldn't be as big of a deal, but since that current's ripping offshore, there's two of us on this paddleboard. It's kind of hard to paddle over there, and we risk getting swept out to sea. I can't even turn us back because the current's so strong, so I'm just gonna let the current drift us into this dead pocket behind the island, and we'll paddle in from there. The trek to the other island did not work, so we're gonna try to see if there's any fish hanging out in the shallows on our island.
I'm actually getting surgery in 9 days. So it dislocating isn't really that big of a problem. I'm just glad I was able to get it back in and we didn't have to leave the island because, yeah, that would have just sucked. Glad we get to leave on our own terms this time.
We're gonna go and hit our last little dive around our island here, pack our stuff up. Not entirely what we had to plan. We were planning to stay here the night tonight. what happens, happens. Let's get in the water. I'm not even gonna bring my spear gun. I'm just gonna have a dive around and enjoy the last bit of time on our island here.
Saw some life, but not worth shooting just because we're getting out of here any minute. So still good to know that there's fish around here though. Yeah.
Remember, if you are gonna do this type of thing, make sure you bring all your trash with you when you leave. You don't wanna leave a place like this in a worse way than it was before you got here. So make sure you bring all your trash with you when you leave and make it nice for the next people that may come across it.